through what we do for maple syrup. So we just take like a power drill and drill in and tap a little hole, and you might be able to see, we're not talking very big holes, but you can see that little guy right up in here. And so with that, then you're not going very deep, you're just going enough that when the weather warms up, the water starts running up through the tree. And so we'll take a little metal tap like this and take a hammer and just very gently tap it in there. That's actually why it's called a tap. And so you would drill the hole so you don't really damage the tree, and give it a nice gentle tap, and you'll... So when we tap the tree, then a tree about this size, you can get 3 different taps in. If you're tapping a multi-branch tree that's kind of low like this, you usually try and get underneath a limb. And I rotate a little bit over the years so I'm not beating up the tree. So people sometimes ask, like, does it hurt the tree? You can see that's a scar where the tree's healed up from a few years ago. Actually, that's from 2 years ago, and then this one here is from last year. The colonials used to cook it off as a substitute for cane sugar from the Caribbean. And when they did that, they boil it real hard and then cool it down. And if you basically super saturate the sugar, it'll crystallize. So it becomes blocks of sugar, just like what you might put in your coffee or, you know, in your oatmeal or whatever. So that's how they used to make it. Whereas my understanding is then the Native Americans used to cook it more as like a sugar, like we consume it now, a syrup to kind of cover whatever. So you can see that we overcooked this a little bit because it crystallized down in there. Then you can see that this is another one that's got a much better color to it. There's not sugar crashing out of it. So people ask, or they think, like, what makes the different colors. I actually think this is kind of interesting. So if I hold them up here, you should be able to see I got a really light one on the right, middle is kind of in between, and dark on the left. And the timing in the spring is what determines light to dark. So in the beginning, when it first starts running, there's less of the different flavor chemicals or whatever, I don't want to call them tannins, but closely related to tannins, flowing in the liquid that make it lighter. So this is supposed to have more of a vanilla flavor to it. Then in the middle of the season, you'll get this more amber color. That's usually what people think of as pancakes. Believe it or not, this is more what people usually associate with cooking. In our house, we really like the dark syrup. This is late season. This has a really rich maple flavor to it. And so it's all the same content of sugar, but it's just different timing through the year.